Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, time for another blind commentary. And today I'm going to be looking at more My Little reviews from ILoveKimPossibleAlot. Going to be doing 9 of them this time, which is more than I ever did before, but they're all really short this time, all about 3 minutes long, so even though there are a lot of them, it's going to be only about half hour of content, so not so bad. And yeah, I figure I just might as well do a lot of them since I can now, and yeah, that way I'll get caught up sooner. So yeah, I'm doing everything from episode 15 of season 4 up until episode 24, which is where I left off up until the season 4 finale. Gonna be doing the season 4 finale in a later video, because it's a little longer, didn't want to include it here. I'll probably do it with the Rainbow Rocks review or something, not really sure. But yeah, the episodes covered in this one are going to be Twilight Time, which I've talked about before. I liked the episode, liked the direction it pushed the CMC, the whole idea of them learning things from Twilight and learning new things, Sweetie learning magic. I thought that was an important step and something really cool to see. It Ain't Easy Being Breezies. Yeah, I've talked about that one before too. My least favorite episode in the entire show. Absolutely hate it. Don't really care for much of anything in it, and just think it's kind of awful. Somepony to Watch Over Me. Haven't actually talked about that one before. I like it. I think it's good. I like it a lot more than other people, from what I understand. It's a fun, funny episode, and one that also has a lot of action and adventure bits with Chimera and stuff. And it touches on an aspect of Applejack's character which I honestly wouldn't mind seeing more of, which is the idea of her being sort of a surrogate parent for Applebloom. Because, I mean, obviously their parents are gone, and she was the older sister, so you imagine she just had to take a involved role in raising Applebloom. And I think the shades of that scene in this episode add some dimension to Applejack's character and are pretty interesting to see. Mod Pie. Just talked about that one last week with the Horseshoe review. It's my favorite episode of Season 4. Absolutely love it. Adore Maud. Think she's great. And just think this episode is amazing and hilarious and one of the best the show has ever had. For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils. It's a good one. I mean, Rarity's there, so obviously I'm going to be a fan. I like that it's kind of an anti-Sister of Social, because Sweetie is quite clearly in the wrong, but back in Sister of Social, people were all on Rarity's case for being a bad sister and whatnot, even though she's really not, and the blame really goes both ways there. But yeah, everyone was on about Rarity being bad, so it's good to see an episode that explores their dynamic yet goes the other way, and people can get on Sweetie's case this time. Also, it's got Luna and all that dream stuff, and it's just overall pretty fun. Leap of Faith. Good Applejack episode. I like the moral of it. I think it's got some complexity to it and feels more mature. And I like seeing the Flim Flam Brothers again. Their second song isn't as good as the first one was, obviously, but I still think it's pretty good. It did grow on me a lot after hearing it a few more times. And they're just enjoyable characters, so it's good to see them again. Testing 1, 2, 3. I adore that episode. One of my favorite Rainbow Dash episodes in the entire series. Probably my second favorite Rainbow Dash episode in the entire series after Sonic Rainboom. And yeah, probably my second favorite episode of Season 4 also. Just really think it's great stuff. Really critical to Rainbow's character, I think. The difficulties that she has learning, I think, are really just intrinsic to why she is the pony she is, which is something I get into in the review that I'm currently working on, but I digress. But yeah, it's just a really fun episode and a really important episode for Rainbow Dash, I think. So yeah, one of my favorites. Trade Ya. That one is pretty forgettable. Not one I really care too much about. I think most of the episode is not really worth much. The Rarity Applejack subplot is completely annoying and just amounts to nothing really. And I like the Twilight bits because it kind of sets up stuff for the finale. The idea that these books are actually important to her, they mean stuff to her, that really, I think, adds to the punch of Tyrek destroying the library and all that fury that she has in her. I think that was the important thing set up there. But, yeah, there aren't really many Twilight scenes in the episode. It's mostly the Fluttershy Rainbow Dash subplot, which is the one that has the most meat to it, but I guess it does what it does okay, but it's just not my thing, really. Inspiration Manifestation. Again, got Rarity, so I'm going to be a fan. Though really it's more of a Spike episode. Rarity is just sort of a device for the episode. It's more about Spike struggling, and as a Spike episode, it's a pretty good one, really solid. I do enjoy it. I think it's funny. Evil Rarity is pretty hilarious, and yeah, nothing wrong with it. Equestria Games. Now, as Spike episodes go, that one is one of the best there is. That one is really, really good. I think Spike is really relatable here, and it's a funny episode, and just an overall enjoyable one. Though, I suppose, first time I watched, I was a little disappointed because it just wasn't what I was expecting at all. I mean, with all the build-up to the Equestria Games, it just wasn't what I think any of us were really anticipating there. Anyway, let's get started. Okay. And here we go.
To be honest, this is a pretty laid-back, good old slice-of-life episode with not
Chillin',
much at stake.
laid-back.
It has a whole bunch of little continuity nods, which isn't a bad thing, but this is going to be one of those short reviews. Again. For starters, Diamond
Seems like most of these are pretty short.
For one, it's kind of disappointing how fast the CMC are willing to show off to them after Flight to the Finish. The show seems to flip-flop if these characters are important to the CMC for social reasons, or if they should just be ignored completely. I mean, they make fun of a disabled pony.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! Do these ponies learn anything? Secondly, Diamond Tiara and the other one exactly
Twist.
bothers me. I mean, take a look at this clip
Well,
from Kim Possible.
we get some development eventually.
Noobs is the same bully /
Crusaders of the Lost Mark.
But alas.
You see, Amy, Kim, whatever. I got all the brains.
I got all the looks.
And Bonnie got the rest.
Diamond and Silver don't have that, and it's frustrating because it just seems like they're one-dimensional characters until we're told otherwise. And it's annoying.
Well, yeah, when they do get a development, it is pretty sudden. Okay.
You can do better, ponies. Some of the interesting things to note is the return of Pip, the continuity nod to the lack of use for magic of Sweetie Belle, and the fact that the whole gang is practicing something magic-related, except Scootaloo.
Yeah.
How operate this device? All you have to do is read the manual. A manual? Readings for yellow bellies.
It's nice for the show to acknowledge that Twilight's a princess. For once. Speaking of Twilight, she feels somewhat off as a character this season. I mean, she seems like she's much more well-rounded and not as majorly flawed. So not a Mary Sue, but close. And that's another thing that bugs me.
Boring?
I think Twilight turned her a princess way too early in the series runtime.
Probably.
And while she's not perfect, the writers are limited to what they can do with her because she still has to be a role model, and that's frustrating. All in all, the moral is simple and sweet. Don't take advantage of your friends, even if they're famous world-saving princesses. And girls, stay in character next time and don't trust whatever those things are.
Those things. Love the Gravity Falls.
Buy our toys, please, just buy our toys. Pretty soon you have money, right? A 25-year-old man who lives in his parents' basement has some kind of money, right? I mean, come on.
Well, not always.
These are so cute. Even Pinkie Pie says they're cute. So go throw your money at
They're
it.
not really that cute,
Buy our
though.
toys.
They're
Now.
pretty weird looking.
Now that that's out of the way, this episode, it bothers me because the Breezies The show seems to be trying to expand its mythology with these creatures, but I'm just not really buying it.
Yeah.
The conflict being that the Breezies don't want to go back to their home and stay with Fluttershy. She's like a personal butler or something, right? Except pointing Breezies
That was a
doesn't turn
pretty
out to be
cute
the best
Fluttershy picture.
I mean, are these Breezies just stupid? Do they understand the risk they follow if they just stay in Fluttershy's house? It seems like that's a big struggle here, but is it? That's the general conflict? Seems like it can and will be resolved by the end of the episode, so this whole conflict isn't too convincing. The big plus of this episode is the key moral. Fluttershy learns something about tough love, and that's some character development that I can appreciate. It's a tad confusing if this is the moral that Fluttershy gets her key on, but Oh, hey, look!
Oh yeah. This was important to some people.
The fandom to make Breezies out of the main 6. Oh, that was fast. Wait, does that mean Rarity's an alicorn too now? Again?
Well, third time if you go back to Sonic Rainbow.
The plot continues to the Breezy Kingdom. Did I mention buy our toys? Only $19.95 shipping and handling. And then Fluttershy gets her key. Wait, didn't Twilight get a key last episode too then? I'm confused.
No, doesn't
Overall,
count.
another enjoyable
Even though she
episode.
did technically
Probably could have
teach
been more
Sweetie
engaging,
magic.
But I got the point across, and at least we can mark off another key on this list of keys.
Gonna be a lot of waiting for end cards to change in this video, but at least KP does have pretty nice end cards. A lot going on.
This has a new collectible figure. These are our Breezies.
Love it.
Before I talk about how much I don't care for this episode, let's talk about the only good point, and that being Apple Bloom's development. I guess this new writer, what's his name, gets points for showing some genuine character development in the sense of her growing up. This seems like an improvement from how Apple Bloom is usually portrayed, and I like it. Character development and a passage of time is never a bad thing to show in your media. But now, the bad stuff. No, not the spaghetti, even though it was everywhere.
It really was.
No, what I mean is Applejack, and the fact that she's flanderized.
Remember what the instructor said?
If you ever get into trouble, all you need to do is...
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy Flanders!
And what is flanderization, you may ask? Well, sit down, boys and girls, because KP is going to teach you something new today. Flanderization, according to TV tropes, the act of taking a single, often minor action or trait from a character within a work and exaggerating more and more until it completely consumes the character. So what does this have to do with anything? Well then, remember how Applejack was crazy with worry over Apple Bloom? Applejack has never acted this overprotective over Apple Bloom, to the point of reminding her to open a drawer. Really? So Applejack is kind of out of character.
I think it makes sense
which
in
causes
context.
Apple Bloom to run away. Great. I wonder how Apple Bloom got away with all those Cutie Mark Crusaders tests. I mean, really? So the sister who can't take it anymore runs away. And then? What's that I hear? Is that a challenge? I
Well,
accept. Let's
already
see
got
what I can do with
a
this.
Mortal Kombat reference in there. Yeah.
Woo! I think I'm done. Hey, they're both played by the same guy, so it works, kind of. To me, this is considered one of the weaker episodes of the season. Applejack's somewhat out of character, or exaggerated at the least, which is not going well in my book. Coupled with a problem that seems to come out of nowhere in the events of the series, at least to this degree. And I'm not a fan. Still, the Chimera and the fourth wall breaking was cute and enjoyable. It reminds me that the show is still redeemable sometimes. Sometimes.
Okay, well. Don't really agree on that one, but that's fair enough.
took our jibs!
They took your job!
Look, everyone! Another slice of life episode with nothing at stake. I didn't order that. I like continuity-filled episodes with exposition. No, I didn't order this. Take it back. Somebody better get fired. Or sued. This is probably the wrong series to complain about things like that, but I guess we all like our media in different taste. Well, anyway, on with the show, even though I have almost nothing to say about this one. So the main point of this episode is that sometimes not all
you have
parties get
nothing to
along
say
in
about this
blah, blah,
one?
blah. Enter in Mod Pie.
They're all about rocks.
And she sure is something. And I get it, I know the writers are intentionally trying to make her flat. She kinda has to fit into Pinky's flashback with Cutie Mark Chronicles, but I just wish there was more here. I wish there was a reason this character doesn't care about anything but rocks, but maybe in a future episode we'll dive into how Pinky can ever be related to these guys in the first place. I wonder how their childhood was like.
I got 5 pieces of candy. I got a chocolate bar. I got a quarter. I got a rock.
Either way, the non-caring attitude, the monotone voice, it reminds me of someone.
You amuse me. I'll make you mine.
Cora.
Either way, it's important for Pinky to have her friends
I can
bond
see
with
that
her,
comparison.
and it's nice to see she's so blissfully unaware about how much of a stick in the mud Mod is. But this episode seems to have an important lesson. Think about it. Not everyone is compatible with others. This is kind of striking in Equestrian society, where things are supposed to run more smoothly than ours. It's nice to be reminded that, hey, we're somewhat realistic for a magical land of rainbow courses. And then the moral, how others can bond over common cares. It's kinda, what? Even though everyone still cares for Pinky, can the main 6 still stand Mod? Not really, but I guess they just learned how to have common ground and respect her. Not the most practical reason to form a friendship, but they needed some way to wrap the episode up. Overall, another sweet, enjoyable slice of life episode. Sure, it has its problems, but we've had worse this season. Cough, cough. I wonder if we'll ever see a Pegasus family.
I think we're getting that pretty soon, actually. Getting some Fluttershy family, actually. At least people keep saying that we're going to be getting that, but I don't know if it's actually coming.
The girls' room.
Huh.
Where's the dipstick?
I like rocks.
Debbie, what happened?
I like rocks.
You're redder than a possum's bare butt.
And I like rocks. Rocks.
Okay.
Well, this didn't suck as bad as I thought it did. I mean, let's face it, when the synopsis was announced, I was thinking this was going to be a mix between Sisterhood Social and Sleepless in Ponyville, and I was somewhat loathing it because it's been done, pure and simple. But you know what? I was surprised. In the midst of all that, and at its core, this episode gave a great comparison between 2 sets of characters, and those being Rarity and Sweetie Belle and Celestia and Luna. It's a
that's another reason I really like it.
Misunderstanding that spawned years
Luna
years
and
of
Sweetie Belle
siblings.
relating.
Usually, Rarity
that
and
was
Sweetie
cool.
just kind of have simple misunderstandings about sisterly kind of things. No harm, no foul. I think it's a stretch that they can be compared to Celestia and Luna, but at the same time, I like the comparison. And the conflict itself, I guess the main 6 are cool about working for Rarity after that tight spot, but it's a tad cruel that Sweetie goes to such lengths. Don't make Rarity cry again. Is this that character even for the circumstances that surround Sweetie? I mean, the play was garbage, but aren't the adult ponies supposed to be less cruel about it? Good job at that play, guys. It was fantastic. Even though it wasn't really. I guess Sweetie and the gang are at the point where they're old enough to take it, but still, those adults are assholes. I mean, still, the episode gets points for the return
They don't
of
know
Toils and shows that Rarity is making progress in her fashion career, instead of just being stuck in Ponyville forever. Continuity and character development. Overall, it was a good episode. The conflict was a tad forced, the pacing was a little rushed, but overall it offered a surprise character study that was enjoyable. Well done, Dave. He is my favorite writer.
Is he really?
Sometimes.
Oh.
Please, no! No! No!
I like that episode, okay.
And since someone's gonna make these jokes anyway, you know, I am the reference queen. Might as well.
Look, who are you? I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. Why would you show me
Yep,
this if I was
pretty
past all
fitting.
hope?
And yeah, even more fitting
I
reference.
went out at Christmas and tried to keep it all year.
See, I used that last bit of audio from the Muppets Christmas Carol because nostalgia and references. I gotta start writing longer scripts with actual content.
Nice.
Alright, gentlemen, all bets are off. I told you guys there'd be a key episode all along, but no one believed me. Pay up, Pluto. Yay! Well, in an attempt to have longer videos, I'm gonna break apart this episode and react as I watch it. You're welcome, guys. The fuck? Why, okay. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. The main conflict seems like Granny Smith can't get her old ass in the water and swim like normal ponies, and Applejack seems to question that. This doesn't make any sense to me, because isn't water supposed to help pain, especially in older people? Isn't that how they help cure polio? I guess Equestrian is just a polio-free metropolis. Sorry, FDR, you aren't welcome here. Yay! So ponies discuss it, and suddenly zombie ponies everywhere. Well, at least Granny Smith's got a good cover. I like how the ponies are mindlessly drawn to the tent like they're bugs to a light. Bonus points! And then Flim and Flam starts singing. Since I don't really like this song as much as the other Flim Flam one, I'm just gonna go with something I thought was clever.
'Twas Pirelli's miracle
Okay.
elixir.
Sweeney Todd.
What did the trick, sir? True, sir, true. Was it quick, sir? Did it in a tick, sir? Just like an elixir, all too.
So I'm kind of surprised that everyone just kind of assumes that the Flim Flam brothers aren't up to anything bad. Does everyone in Ponyville have brain damage? Damn it, Pinky! So everyone knows what's going to happen because it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. So Applejack investigates that obvious thing that's going to happen and finds out the tonic is fake.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming. It's nice of Flim and Flam just to tell her what's in the tonic and then manipulate her into keeping quiet. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. Theoretically.
So ergo, Granny Smith starts doing things that normal old people can do, like swimming. Except FDR. Applejack seems like she wants to tell Granny Smith something, but she's conflicted because look how well Granny Smith is swimming. She can go be in the Olympics or something. Oh wait. As a side note, I like everyone automatically just buys the tonic because Applejack indirectly promoted it. I guess everyone just trusts Applejack like that.
Yep.
I also like how the Flim Flam brothers just put Applejack on all the posters without her permission. I'm pretty sure that's illegal in most states. Nixon would know all about that. Ha! Water, gate, swimming. Get it? So in a realization, Applejack decides to tell the truth about the tonic, even though everyone was stupid enough to buy it in the first place. I kinda like this because she understands the long-term consequences of seemingly beneficial placebos. The entirety of this episode demonstrates the placebo effect. But besides that, I really liked it. The pacing was good, it was nice to see Flim and Flam again even though everyone was stupid enough to believe them. The moral wasn't too forced. It just scares me that Applejack has enough of an influence in the entire Ponyville community that her barely approving something gets more of Ponyville buying a product. Just think, if Applejack could lie, she'd be like the best supervillain ever. Applejack is the new Draken.
That's quite a look for her. We've seen a couple times before that she's something of a town hero, though, so I think it is believable that her word carries some weight to it.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Lots of presidents in that one.
I'm warning you first that this is going to be really short. Well, Rainbow Dash has a test. There's only one nerd-tastic pony up for the job of helping her. This episode is just another laid-back, slice-of-life one with an extra rare side of equestrian history. And it's good. Why is it good? Because despite nothing at risk happening, everyone's in character, and it's
think
nice to read their
it's-
episode that actually
there
did
is something at
more
risk
to Rainbow
there, I
Dash
mean.
and the Wonderbolts. So we start off with Twilight and Rainbow,
Rainbow Dash
highlight
making
her
the
shenanigans
reserves.
ensue. It seems like Rainbow's personality is something that this episode would be in favor for, and the conflict between both Twilight and Rainbow's attitudes about studying proves that, which escalates, and escalates, and escalates, naturally, until Fluttershy intervenes. We then continue with the best fanfic reenactment ever. Like, oh my god. Haha, take the Pegasus. I get it. And then there's this.
This is amazing. Yes.
And then
Fresh
Rarity
Prince.
tries to help, but really? Fashion? How would that help Rainbow Dash of all people? Moving on. Again, it's nice to see that Rainbow cares about how she does on the test later, but this is confusing to her approach beforehand. I mean, it seems to me like she just doesn't care, but I think she just hates studying. And that's twist.
Pretty obvious.
It was clever. I like it. It shows that it's not that Rainbow isn't bright, but she learns in different ways, just like a whole bunch of us do. Wish I could learn things without realizing I learned them. Oh man! And then Rainbow Dash gets 100.
Of course!
Overall, a harmless episode that I ended up liking. I'm sure the kids these days sympathize with Rainbow's plight. Being in school is pretty hard if you don't like it. I know I can, and I was pretty much the Rainbow and some of my friends' Twilights. So, good conflict, and relatability. I will complain that many of Rainbow's plights did seem like filler, which makes sense in an episode like this. Overall, not too bad of filler, if I must say. Wake me up when there's a Discord episode.
After me, lucky charm!
What? No! Someone's getting fired for this. So I'm not sure what to think. What was this episode about again? Is it like Magic Duel except with Rarity instead of Trixie? Is it a Spike Rarity shipping episode with a side of conflict? Is this the episode where Alicious just keeps on giving Spikes like, really? You're an idiot faces? Is it a nod to Lauren Faust's original idea to have Rarity as the element of inspiration instead of generosity? Or is this episode where this character, who's a mix between Geppetto and the Meisterburger, crushed Rarity's dreams? I don't know.
I hate toys, and toys hate me.
Well, I guess that narrowed it down. At least that's what he reminded me of. Anywho.
I can kind of
this
see
episode
it.
starts
I
off
mean,
with a fair. Really? Another one? And cute
there
as Geppetto guy like
do
totally
seem to be a
crushed
lot of
Rarity's
them
dreams.
in Ponyville.
Such a nice guy. Which causes Rarity to go on an ice cream binge, which is great. How do horses even gain weight? Is it like in their stomachs or in their thighs or anyway. But hold your ponies, ladies and gents, you're shipped to the rescue. Da da da. After Spike goes
No
on a quest
shipping.
to get a magic book. Wait, how did he not notice that? Also. So after Spike gets the book to Rarity,
The Matrix
happen. Rarity fixes the cart. Yay! But then, slowly, ever so slowly, she starts to lose control. As you do. And Rarity, and the book, I'm gonna get shunned by the internet if I don't make this joke.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
also nice to see that Twilight has more power than the mayor. I think it's kind of funny. Also, bonus
She
points
is a
for
princess.
this Tron reference, and I don't even have to say this one. And then Spike eats the book.
What have you done with my book?
Oh, you can have it back in a few hours. And spell reversed
Uh-huh.
because Spike had to be honest to Rarity. I know Digi might say something in the realms of this, but it's kind of interesting how beauty is in the eyes of the beholder here. Think about it. Rarity's making all these changes and thinks she's bettering Ponyville. But in reality, Rarity's beauty is not practical. When you think about it, a lot of more expensive items that look nice have a similar problem. The fascination with the latest and greatest. I'm sure you Americans can understand. And then I can talk about the artistic inspiration, how fleeting it is sometimes when people reach a rut, or how honesty to your friends can be a beneficial thing. But that's for all the millions and billions of other analysts. And then I'm sure some
There are a
will
lot of
compare this
them.
part to the comics, but I'll shut up for spoilers' sake. More food for thought. But it is an interesting episode and an interesting character study. Go watch it or Alicious will silently judge you. idea. Let's look at the season finale summary.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
This is gonna be amazing. It has begun.
Yeah. She wasn't a fan of the Princess Twilight Sparkle. And one more of these.
A Spike episode. Did you expect it to be a Spike episode?
No, no one did.
Really, after a year of build-up and 4 whole episodes built around it, it's a Spike episode. Ha! I can't tell what the writers want to do with Spike. Is he just a side character unless they need an episode about something? Or is he a bigger character that has a lot of potential if the writers can develop him more? Remind you of someone? I'm hoping for the latter, and the episode before this, Inspiration Manifestation, seems to be leaning towards this with the development of Spike outside the, oh, I have a crush from Rarity, I'm Twilight's assistant, blah, blah, blah. One of the disadvantages of writing these scripts right after the episode airs is that you don't get to hear others' opinions before you write. You just write. Might explain why some reviews might be lacking or don't elaborate on elements that the fandom notices. Anyway, so the episode opens with Spike ironically having a moment with the CMC about calmness. Remind you of something? And then this happens.
1,000 pardons, O great and honorable Spike, the brave and glorious.
Oh, that's not gonna come back to haunt us. Oh, come on! And Twilight's just okay with Spike being spoiled? Some eternal figure you are. And cut to Spike's attempt to do his job of lighting the torch, which he gets cold feet about. I guess Spike had a case of performance issues! I'll be here all night, ladies and gentlemen. Also, gotta love the...
Mr. the Dragon.
Yeah, that's great.
The jokes continue.
He sure seemed to be having a tough time of it out there. He put things right in time, though. Delayed reaction.
And so Spike's under the impression that...
I can light fire with my mind.
Yes.
Chill, hun, you ain't no Pokemon. Cue Twilight being all Applejack on his ass. And then, they approach security. I mean, that's freaking genius. I guess someone caught on that Twilight used a spell. Weird, do they have ways for detection in the stadium or something? Anyway, as Spike tries to get back in the spotlight, this happens.
Next thing you know, you'll be asking to put on a rock concert.
Oh wait. And then...
Celebrity.
Oh god, Spike's singing. So awkward.
Discord, I'm howling at the moon. I'm sleeping in the middle of a summer afternoon. Discord, whatever did we do to make it take our all the way?
Yeah.
Discord, are we your prey alone? Or are we just a stepping stone for taking back the throne? Discord, we won't take it anymore. Take your tyranny away.
Make it stop! After another pity fest and the closing of the games, we get to the climax of the episode. Quick, Spike, use flamethrower! And that's all I got. Overall, I really liked this episode. Despite the focus being unexpectedly on Spike, the lesson was appealing, the internal struggle was cool, and it looks like the writers are trying to grow Spike's character, which I think everyone appreciates. Plus, how the flying team ended up making Ponyville win was a nice touch. Makes Rainbow Falls conflict seem bigger.
She sounded a bit different in that one. Probably a reason for it. Different recording quality. And what's the stinger? More Pokemon. Spike. Go Spike. Level 70 Spike. Wow, that's pretty high. Okay. Well. Yeah, that was pretty entertaining. KP is always quite personable, and she does make a lot of good references, and just overall makes fun, easily digested, short little reviews, and yeah, these were all pretty good ones. I'm able to enjoy her content even when I don't quite agree. I mean, well, I'm used to it with Somepony to watch over me, because most people don't seem to like that one, and I think I just look at it in a different way. And yeah, that was also quite a lukewarm reaction to Mod Pie, which was interesting. don't usually see that, as usually people are right with me in saying it's an excellent episode. But, yeah, it was still fun, even when we weren't quite in accord. And I'm very eager to see her reaction to the finale. What she thinks of Discord, how it compares to her reaction to Princess Twilight Sparkle at the start of the season. I assume she's going to be more pleased there, because it is a better episode, really, in like just about every way. And well, I don't know. I don't know how she'll take Discord betraying everyone, even though he does eventually come around. I don't know. I think she'll like it, but not really sure. Anyway, hope you liked the commentary. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.